Janet, it is lovely to talk to you today for She Can. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Hi. Well, for most of my life, I worked in the city as a secretary a long, long time ago, and then the rest of it was spent bringing up 4 children. My husband's got a big job, so in those days too, you tended to stay at home more. But then I got ill in my late 40s, and I was ill for about 10 years. And towards the end, it was of that 10-year period, it was more likely that I wasn't going to carry on living. But I managed to carry on. And since then, I've had a new life. I've created myself a new life at the age, in my late 50s. Yeah, I mean, I could never have made it up, literally. So I had heart failure. I was diagnosed with heart failure in, I think it was 2008, 2009, something like that. And I had cardiac arrest in 2010, which I managed to survive in Borough Market, mainly because an ambulance had gone to Borough Market to get a coffee. There's a famous coffee place there. I can never remember the name of it. So I do have a bit of memory damage because of the cardiac arrest. So I forget names. Can be interesting sometimes. And they managed to bring me back, but I went straight out in front of my 10-year-old, my youngest, in Brindisa. I don't remember it anyway. I survived, and I had a pacemaker fitted, and that lasted for about a year. And then I started to get really ill again, and my heart failure was really severe. And in the end, they had to step in, and I had to go to Papworth to get a new heart. And that was in 2011. But they discovered that my antibodies were really high and off the charts. And it's really difficult to match someone who had my antibodies. And so they decided to fit me with an LVAD, which is a left ventricle assist device, which is a battery pack on the outside of your body. And it goes in through your tummy, goes up to the heart, and it is like it's only like that big. And it whirs. So you sound like, if you put your head down there, it sounds like a washing machine. It was very strange. So then I had this big bag, which was like 2.5 kilos that you carried around. I mean, you were connected. You couldn't take it off or anything. And at night you'd sleep connected to the mains. So I feel for all the people now when they're talking about electricity having a shortage and stuff, because that's quite scary for some people. And you had to change your batteries. So you had to keep these 2 batteries charged, and they lasted about 4 hours each. So you'd always go out with a backpack with your batteries and things like that. So I never really went out on my own much because it was quite heavy. And of course, it gives you an incredible life, but you know, you're tired. You don't feel very feminine, I have to say. It's really not feminine. Anyway, that went on for 5.5 years, and I magically got a call in November 2016, which we weren't expecting at all, to get a heart. So we all went up. My husband had just got on an airplane to America, literally 10 minutes before I got the call. They would not put me through to him, you know, on any level. So my kids were all over the place because they were at uni and all over. So they all got to Papworth. I managed to speak to Andrew once he landed in New York. And I had the transplant, so he came straight back. And so then I got better, eventually, took a long time. And my daughter, my eldest, did textiles at uni in Manchester. They don't do it anymore, sadly. But she started with some silk pajamas on some downtime when she didn't have any work. And she wanted to sell them, and they were all her prints. And she came to me when I was recovering, and she said, I can't do this, Mum. It's not me. I don't have the desire to push as much as I need to push it. And I just thought, oh no, you know, she'd invested, I think, about 13K of her own money. And I couldn't just give her the money. So I said, no, I'll sell them. And that's where it started, selling Phoebe's silk pajamas with her prints. And for quite a long time, I had to sort of keep her happy and say, I need another print. And then it was clear she didn't want to keep doing it. So I had to learn to do the prints. So I have. So I've learned Photoshop. I'm now 61. And I get cross sometimes because I think, well, you know, I've got to live at least another 20 years because it feels like I'm just starting my life again. Yeah. So that's how I got here, which is just really strange, incredible. Patworth are incredible hospital. My donor, obviously, Jen, has completely changed, well, 6 people's lives because, you know, my 4 kids and my husband and me. And yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. And I never knew I had any of these skills. I thought I was just a mum. And I've always painted. I like doing portraits. So I've always been creative. I love doing my home and making sure it's beautiful. I love collecting artwork and stuff like that. So there's a big creative side to me. I've never been really good at anything. That's what I always felt about myself. And so, yeah, and imposter syndrome sometimes, but I think I'm getting over that now. I think anyone should just have a go at whatever they want to do.
Janet, I cannot believe your story. It's so
I know, it's weird.
inspiring. So I want to mention your company is Phoebe Grace, and people will see lots of marketing on Instagram right now. I'm wearing one of your dresses. And you have beautiful prints at, you know, a good price point, and they're happy. It's such a happy, fun, and well-designed items of clothing. And listening to your story is absolutely incredible because you really, you know, you've redesigned and come up with a completely new life and a fashion company that is rocking and rolling. Janet, what motivates you every day? I mean, I can understand this passion, and you've learned all of these skills, which is hugely inspiring. You went through a really scary phase in your life. What gets you up every morning?
I mean, I find it really hard to put into words, but, you know, there's nothing I would like to do more than come down here. And I don't know whether it's still a bit of the secretary in me, so I like to be in control and organize, but I just love to create. And I think I love to sell. That, you know, I want to hear the ping noise. That makes me happy. That I'm creating something and selling something. That's amazing. And all my kids are like, I can't believe you can do this, Mum. You know, it's just incredible. And I guess I'm lucky. You know, I've got a husband that supports me. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have been able to start it. And I think the fact that I'm older helps. You know, I've got a lot of experience in life. That I wouldn't have been able to do it when I was younger. That wasn't my upbringing. That's not, you know, wasn't my schooling. That's not what I was brought up to do. I was brought up to be a carer, really, and look after people. So I completely switched that around. I still look after people. I still say yes too much. But I just feel my life is just completely, well, it's really fulfilling. Yeah, and I never dreamt. I mean, and what would I do if it failed? I don't know what I would do. I think I would be a nightmare to live with. I would probably go and be a gardener, actually. That's the other thing I found, is that during the lockdown, which has played, you know, really severe mind games with nearly everybody, and a lot of marriages have been breaking up or making it, as definitely it was wonderful to spend so much time together. We were very lucky. And because I'm clinically extremely vulnerable, no one came near. So it was a very peaceful time as well. No children, just on the front drive. And, you know, we got into gardening. We've got a large garden. And now I think I would have a second business if I was young and be a gardener too. Absolutely love it. Again, it's growing and making something, isn't it? It's being creative. Yeah. We're all creative, but my husband's creative, even though he works in the city, you know. Everyone is creative, really.
Yeah, amazing, Janet. I love your enthusiasm, and it's really cool. You've talked about the skills you acquired, but what would you say is a new superpower you acquired in this new life phase?
Well, I don't know, actually. I've gained lots of skills. I don't know that they're superpower. I guess just having the belief in myself, probably, that I can give it a go, that it isn't a secret special society that other people can take a chance on what they produce, and so I guess that's it, really. Not being it's not a positive thing to say, it's a negative what I'm not. It's believing in myself, I suppose, and it doesn't matter whether people like it or not. Well, it does, but it also doesn't. You know, I'm just going to have a go, and if it doesn't work, I'll move on to something else.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling Phoebe Grace will be around for a while.
I think it will, absolutely.
So,
it is just fantastic what you're doing, Janet. Really, I think, you know, you go from success to success. Janet, what would your top tips be for other women?
I think just believe in yourself, and I know that's like probably what everybody says, but don't, because of the environment that I was brought up in the 60s and the 70s, and the workplace was so different then. I mean, I was a different person and I'm completely different now. So for me, the biggest thing is just to believe yourself and have a go. Just have a go. You don't always have to work for someone. Many women work for people and then have another job on the side. I think that's amazing. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be having children and a family. I think it's amazing these days that you can have a family and still go to work. I think everyone should go to work if they want to, because it can be really boring at home. Yeah, so I wouldn't want to do that again. I'd like to have 4 children, but also have the support to go back out to work or start my own business. Yeah, you just got to go for it.
Yeah, thank you for that, Janet. I wonder, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? What is your dream that Phoebe Grace turns into?
Well, I always want it to be slow. I'm never going to go along with the seasons, or I mean, I am and I'm not. I'm not going to get myself tied in a twist about when I release things and when I should release things. I want to still be creating all the prints and the shapes, but I want to probably leave the office behind more and have more time to paint. Yeah. But I want the company to be running full of youngsters, really. At the moment, I have Charlotte, who was my daughter's best friend growing up from the age of 4. And she's incredible, absolutely incredible. I wouldn't be here without her. And I want to get more youngsters on like that. But yeah, I want it just to get bigger and bigger. Go to the States, I'd love to see it. The Australians love it. Yeah, I just want to get it out to the world and get it bigger. But not fast fashion, never be fast fashion.
Thank you for that, Janet. It's been really a pleasure and an honor to talk to you today. And I will watch you and cannot wait to buy more designs.
Yeah, well, you look gorgeous today in that dress, in the JoJo. Lovely to speak to you. Thank you very much for asking me.
Thank you.